marking and measurement for our flexible hose fabrication. A student, Brandon, is going to help us. For the project, we are to cut out 6 to 8 piece flexible hose. And we're using this flexible hose for our hydraulic system. And it seems as if his hose is more than 8 inches long, so he has to trim it off. So now he has marked up the flexible hose, and we need 6 to 8 inches. So you mark it from to get your 6 to 8 inches. You tape up the area you want to mark. That mark is to help you in cutting it. And to cut a flexible hose here in the school, we use a hacksaw to cut the flexible hose. Brandon is cutting his flexible hose with a fine-tooth hacksaw. Pressure on the forward movement. Because if you use only forward movement, you will not make the edge jagged. That looks good. That is perfect.
Definitely helps on the blade.
That is very perfect. So you see what Blake has done? That's a perfect cut. It's not as easy as it looks. Let's look at it. So now you can trim the extra thread that is around the edges with your cutter. Okay. When you have the thread, to make it smooth before putting it into your socket, you trim the edges with a sharp cutter. Okay, that looks perfectly cut. That is nice. Okay, so now we'll be going to the next stage of putting it into the socket. Now we have Brendan trying to put his socket in. And to put it in the socket, you have to push in your flexible hose counterclockwise. Counterclockwise until it's almost bottom out. If it's bottom out, then you turn back 1/4 turn. Now Brandon has finished his putting the socket into his flexible hose. You see both ends, the socket have been properly put. So now he's going to put the B-nut. We have the B-nut and the nipple. He's putting the B-nut and the nipple together. And it has to move freely, because if you have a bad fitting, you will destroy your flexible hose. So now he's going to use the mandrill to help him insert the nipple into the flexible hose socket. And he will use the socket, his wrenches. He uses wrenches to tighten that up.
Next size smaller.
Hello everybody. This is the flexible hose. So I've just assembled, and then I got my mandrill, which is right here. I got the nipple, the B-nut. It's going to the socket. So what I'm doing.
Okay, let's look at your fittings again. What fittings do you have? Can you show us the fittings again?
My fittings are right here.
You have your socket.
My socket, and then I got my mandrill and my B-nut, my nipple.
Okay.
And then it's going to the socket.
Yeah.
I'm just pushing down as they tighten.
So you put pressure on it.
Lots of pressure.
Yeah. Like originally you lubricated your nipple.
Lube is important.
Yeah. Right. So you apply a lot of force.
Lots of downward force, yes.
Okay. Now we have another student trying to take out the mandrill after putting in its V-nut. Okay, so that is loose. You can use your finger and take it out. Okay, that is all. Take it off. Let's see what you have. Turn your B-nut. Let's see what you have. Turn the B-nut. it's moving freely because we want that free movement. And the gap between the socket and the V-nut should be like 1/16 of an inch. Thank you. We have 2 students now showing me their V-nuts all moving freely. Thank you.
You talking, I do the music.
Okay, now Anna, a student, is ready to pressurize her hydraulic hose. You can see she's done a perfect job. The nut is freely moving. Twist your nut, let's see how it's moving freely. Yeah, both sides. That's perfect. Could you connect it to her hydraulic mill? Our workshop is so loud today. Everybody is doing one project or the other. We have riveting going on. We have some electrical work. We are so busy in school right now. So she's connecting her hydraulic hose to the mill, hydraulic mill. You ready? Okay, she's tightening it by hand first before she uses the wrench. Then she'll put the stopper. We have a stopper. And this is a high pressure hose. And we have a carbon steel V-nuts, but we are using aluminum stopper, which can also carry 3000 psi. So now she has finished tightening it, finger tight. Now she's going to use her wrench to tighten it also. Okay, now she's tightening the stopper before we pressurize the system. That's good. That looks good. We are going to pressurize this. And this is a high pressure system, so we are taking our pressure to 3000 psi. 3000 psi. So that's our pressure system. Now it's at 0. We are going to take it to 3000 psi. We leave it at 3000, we leave it there. Hold it at 3000. Yeah, no leakage. You can see here we don't have any leakage in our hose. No leakage, that's a very good job.